Vacation Suite. The Port of Galveston consists of cruise, cargo, and commercial business development. It is the largest cruise port in Texas and the fourth largest in the U.S. The Port of Galveston had an estimated total of 355 cruises for the year 2023. The Carnival Jubilee was the first LNG-powered cruise ship to home port in Galveston in December of 2023. Royal Caribbean opened up a new terminal in November of 2022. And the port is still waiting on confirmation of a new cruise terminal with MSC Cruise Line. Our embarkation to the Carnival Jubilee went very well, and we spent very little time inside the cruise terminal. For this particular cruise, we decided to get a suite, and that allowed us the ability to have priority boarding. This video will go over some of the activities, entertainment, dining options that are available for you on the Carnival Jubilee as you go on this cruise, and hopefully that you are able to travel, relax, and rejuvenate. Now let's get into this. Starting from forward of deck 6, we went to Cloud 9 and the fitness center. Going forward from there, you will notice the engraving of the Carnival Jubilee, which for this ship was inaugurated on its first sailing out of the state of Texas for the Galveston in 2023. Then going around from that, you will run into the piano bar. The piano bar has a nightly entertainer, usually starting around 9 o'clock. From there, you start the entrance into the Grand Central area. The Grand Central area is also where you will enter the ship when you first come in. You can see Java Blue Cafe on your right and the Grand Central area on your left. The Grand Central area, you have the Grand Central Bar, which is one of the numerous bars here on the ship. And you see a seating area on deck 6. Grand Central goes up 3 decks from 6, 7, and 8. Past the Java Blue Cafe, you will run into Cherry on Top. Cherry on Top is a nice area. We could get some different type of suites if you have a sweet craving. Past that, you will see the shipping company that built the ship for the Jubilee and its builder's plate. Going down past that, you will run into another bar, and this is called the Mermaid Bar. The Mermaid Bar is where they have a lot of other different activities and entertainment. So here you will have the Golden Mermaid. Down from the Golden Mermaid, you will have the Atlantic Restaurant. The Atlantic Restaurant is one of the restaurants that you would find on the cruise ship. Across from the Atlantic Restaurant, you will have a sitting area that is very good for you to just relax and enjoy and have some time. So going around from there, you run into Dr. Ink's PhD. Dr. Ink's PhD is where they do a lot of different specialty drinks, and it is a nice area to come and try something a little different. Down from Dr. Ink's, you will have Emerald's Bistro 717. The Emerald Bistro 717 is a nice place for you to get some different bites of eat and to experience some of Emerald's food design. And as you notice, as you're going down above, you will see the LED lights, and they play different themes throughout the voyage. So past Emerald Bistro, you go on down and you will run into the Carnival kitchen. The Carnival kitchen is a area where they do a lot of the food type tours and adventures. It does come with an upcharge, but it is a nice place to sit and visit and learn some different type of cuisines. And once you go all the way out, you will run into the Pacific Restaurant. Pacific Restaurant is one of the restaurants used for your main dining. Coming out of Currents below the waves, you will run into the Hip Fish Fashion, a place where you can get some different accessories while you're here. You will also run into the Broody and Frinkert shop. The Broody and Frinkert shop has some different activities and sales during the cruise. And you will have the accessory shop. The accessory shop also has different stuff during the cruise, and they also have different sales. Going down from that, you get back into the Grand Central. And during the cruise, they have different activities for the Grand Central. I would highly encourage you to catch the shows here because they are really good and amazing. Tour of Deck 7 starting forward, coming up the stairs. We'll take you to the Jubilee Theater, which is composed of the forward area. It is on Deck 6 and 7. And coming down from there, you will run into the Jubilee Casino. The casino is a nice area in which you will find a lot of your casino games, your slots, and table games. The area is pretty nice, and it is a really decent sized casino that has most of the stuff you will look for in a casino. It also has your casino bar, in which after you reach a certain status, you can become a member and receive free drinks while you're in the casino. And as you go through the casino, you run into the Carnival's Players Club, where you can go get information, and you see the exit that goes up to the 8th floor, and you see that they have a number of table games in which you can choose to pursue your activities while you're on the cruise, or you can relax. A nice part of this one is that it actually opens up to the outside, and you can actually see the scenery as you're going by, so you're not in a dark room. And going on through there, you run into some more videos, slot machine games, and keep going on out into the area, and you run into some additional slot machines. And once you're on this side of the casino exiting, you come out and you're at the aft area. So after you go through the aft area, you go around and you run into the Acme Bar. The Acme Bar is another interesting place for those of you who likes to drink and experiment with different type of beverages. Right next to the Acme Bar is the Limelight Lounge. The Limelight Lounge has a number of different activities in it, and it's also where you do your late night partying. So going around from the Acme Bar, you will go on back, and you have a lot of little different sitting areas, places that you can relax off of the bar. And while you're sitting there relaxing, you will look forward and you will see changes to the currents that are displayed on the screens. For the Acme Bar, you walk into Fahrenheit 555, which is the steakhouse for the Jubilee and Carnival. You have the bar right there in front of it, And if you want to upscale your meal, this is a place to do it. And across from that, you have Park West. Park West is the art gallery where you can come and look at some art if that is what you want to do while on a cruise. And from there, you run into the top level of the Pacific restaurant. Also going forward from the Grand Central, we run into the Punchliner Comedy Club. This is the comedy club for Carnival, and this is the one that is available for your comedy entertainment on the Jubilee. The Havana Suite is also where you will find the Latin music, trivia, and other games throughout the cruise. If you leave forward from the Havana Suite and you run again into the Grand Central area that is on deck 8. And before you get there, you will run into the Dream Studios. The Dream Studios where you can have a private photo section of photos while you're on the cruise. And going around there, you run into the top level of the Grand Central area. As you see, the area is pretty nice, and a lot of people crowd around when they're having the shows. And from the Grand Central area, you will see a staircase that leads down into the Jubilee Casino. But on around, you will run into the sushi and tapenaki place called Banzai. This is a nice place to come and visit at an additional cost, but it will buy you some experiences during the cruise. And from there, you run into Tag Harbor, which is Front Street Washes. And they have a number of sales that goes on during the cruise in which you can participate and buy some watches or other jewelry. On around from there, you see the other side of the Grand Central area, and then you run into the Pixel Photo Gallery. From the Pixel Photo Gallery, you will have numerous opportunities to view the pictures that are taken of you during the cruise, and you will be able to purchase them at any time during the cruise. The pictures also load up on your Hub app during the cruise, so you can take the time during the cruise to actually see which ones you want and do what you want to purchase. From the Pixel, you run into the shores of Jubilee. Here, you will have Capital del Capitano, which is the Italian restaurant here on the Jubilee. And across from that, you will have the Marina Bar. The Marina Bar is again another one of the bars that are on the cruise for the Jubilee. Across from the Marina Bar, you will run into the Coastal Slice. Coastal Slice is the pizza area, and it is decent pizza, but I would advise you not to try to go late at night after the shows are out, because you will be waiting for a while and the pizza quality is not as good at that time. Next to there is the Beach Barns, where you can get little sandwiches and snacks, but it closes about 10 p.m. at night. And from there you will find Rudy Sea Grill. Rudy Sea Grill is a upcharge restaurant that has a very nice menu and allows you to have a decent meal while you're on the cruise. Rudy Sea Grill is a very nice area, and I would advise you to take an opportunity to experience it during your cruise. Watching Rudy Sea Grill, you will notice the chandelier that goes down from deck 8 all the way down to deck 6. It is a really nice piece of art. And from there, you will run into Carnival Adventures. This is where you can come and book your shore excursions or anything else that you will need to while you're experiencing that port. From there, you will run into Guest Services. Guest Services is where you come to take care of any type of problems that you may encounter during the cruise. Public guest services, you will run into Summer Landing. Summer Landing is where the Pig and Anchor Smokehouse and Brewer House is located. And right inside the entrance of it, you will run into the Carnival store. The Carnival store where you have a lot of Carnival souvenirs in which you can purchase during the cruise. You see the brewery on the right there, and on the left you have your Hill Troubled Lounge. You can come here, get some good barbecue, and looking at sports while you're here. And it's a nice place to come and relax and enjoy some barbecue. And they also have activities throughout the day in which you can enjoy and experience. So, as you go through here, there's a really nice area to just come and enjoy. And again, I would encourage you to come utilize it, and it is included within your cruise fare. As you go out, you see the little walk that is on the outside of it, and on the port side of the ship, or outside of the ship, so to say, you can find this water that goes around the ship. And as you go around, they have plenty of areas in which you have seating, and at the end of it you will see the little pool that is on the aft of the ship. This is on deck 8. On the other side of the ship you will run into a couple of whirlpools in which you can enjoy throughout the cruise and look at this scenery. Right next to the whirlpools is another bar called the Watering Hole. The Watering Hole is a nice area in which you can get drinks and enjoy while you are on your cruise. There's plenty of seating area out here on deck 8 in which you can just come out and relax, get you a drink, get you something to eat, and just rejuvenate throughout your cruise. This is Loft 19, and you will have access to this area if you are in one of the suites. And it is just a separate area in which you as a suite guest can come and relax and enjoy some time away from the crowds. It is on the top deck, and as you see, it has plenty of nice seatings, and right below that is the Serenity deck for the duck only. But here you have your own area, and you will have cabanas that you have access to, and they're also available for rent. These different cabanas can be rented for a certain amount of time or can be rented for the day. And on the cabana, you have your separate menu, which shows what is available while you're here and you're able to utilize. At Loft 19, you also have 2 whirlpools which you can utilize. From Loft 19, you can look down over deck 17, which is the Serenity area, the adult only area on the Jubilee. As you can see, it has a nice sized pool, plenty of seating area. You have the Serenity bar, and next to that you have the Creation bar, which has your salads that are available for you during lunch. Deck 18 comes into your ultimate playground. This is where you have your mini golf area. You also have access to the waterworks. The waterworks is a little area for kids' playground. It also comprises of your water slides and the entrance to where you can get on the boat. The boat is a nice little alternate sea roller coaster. And it is open during the cruise and during port days. It goes around the little iconic tailwheel that Carnival is known for on the ships. And from there, you get to the sports court. And above the sports court, you will see the rope course. It is a nice little area you could go by. You could take outfits to go which way you want to go. It has a little area that goes over the side of the ship and goes on around the sport course. On the sports course, you will have your hacky sack area. You have some of your table games, and you have an area where you can play basketball, volleyball, pickleball, or soccer, depending on how you set it up. This is deck 17. This is where you have the warehouse arcade, and you have the ocean sea in the warehouse arcade. You can walk through, and it has different Carnival games and arcade games in which you and your family can enjoy. So as you go around, you see the different games that are available for you and your family entertainment. Everything from some of the older games to some of the newer games that are out there. So if you like games and entertainment, this is a good place to come. But remember, all of this comes with an upcharge. This is the warehouse. Staying on deck 17, you can see numerous of chairs laid out, and they are all complimentary. So unfortunately, you still have to get here early. If not, later on during the day, they will all be taken with towels, and hardly no people inside of them. You run into Squirrels, which is one of the 3 self-serve ice cream stations that are on the ship. You can also get you some refreshing beverages here. And from there, you will run into Guy's Burger Joint. Guy's Burger Joint is one of the complimentary eateries that are available for you while you're on the cruise. Usually around lunchtime, if you're not early, this line can't get very long. And from there, you will see Club 02. Club 02 is the teenage area available for your teenagers to participate in activities while they're on the cruise. Aft, it's a nice little area tucked out where you can still come out and enjoy the scenery, but be under some cover if you don't want to be directly in the sunlight. And as you go to the aft of the pool, aft of the area, you see there's still plenty of area in which you can sit out and enjoy. This is especially a nice area in the evening to catch the sunset. From deck 17, looking down to deck 16 is where you run into the Thai pool and bar, Big Chicken, and the aft area of the Lido Marketplace, which is the dining room or buffet style in which they have here on the Jubilee. As you can see in the aft, they have 2 whirlpools, plenty of seating, and you will have your pool that hangs out over there aft of the ship. And across from that, you will have your Big Chicken. Big Chicken is a nice place to come get some bites during the cruise. And the chicken strips are actually very good and flavorful. And it will Also provide you with an area of sauces which you can add to your chicken strips. From there, going forward, you will go to the Lido Marketplace. The Lido Marketplace is an area in which you can get a buffet-style meal for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and also it has some different areas for a salad bar, pastry. These are just some of the activities in which you can enjoy while you're cruising on the Carnival Jubilee. So, please join us over the next few weeks as we release additional videos on this cruise, which goes over the entertainment, the clubs, the shows, and other activities for you and your family. When you're ready to book a cruise on this ship or any other cruise line or land vacations, please look up Q&D Travels as we help you travel, relax, and be rejuvenated. Thank you, and we look forward to seeing you in our next video. Welcome back to Q&D Travels. My name is Cordelia, and today I will be going over the U.S. State Department travel advisories and how they relate to states or cities within the United States of America. Hopefully this will give you a better idea of how they relate when you are traveling overseas. When talking to any of my clients traveling overseas, I always give them the advice to look at the U.S. State Department travel advisory warnings. The U.S. State Department travel advisory warnings are the ones that they put in effect to help American citizens while they are traveling, so they will know what type of activities are going on in the location in which they are traveling to. I will put the link for this travel advisory down below. So, a lot of them ask exactly what are travel advisory warnings and exactly how do they know the difference between the levels. So I will try to explain the difference between the levels by comparing them to activities in U.S. cities and states. Travel advisory warnings are official notices issued by the U.S. Department of State to inform travelers about safety risks in different countries. These advisories help travelers assess risks such as crime, terrorism, civil unrest, health concerns, natural disasters, and political instability before deciding to visit that destination. There are 4 travel advisory levels. There is level 1, which is exercise normal precautions. Level 2, exercise increased caution. Level 3, reconsider travel. And level 4, do not travel. So, why does this matter? The first 3 levels are just cautionary, but the level 4 is the one that you really want to pay attention to, because if you are in one of these areas, there is very little chance that the U.S. will be able to assist you in an emergency. These travel advisories matter because they help travelers make informed decisions about safety. They provide warnings about specific risks. It gives you advice on legal issues, and it influences travel insurance coverage. Some policies do not cover level 3 or 4 destinations. Again, before traveling, always check the latest advisories at travel.state.gov to stay updated on potential risks. Again, I will have that link below. Now, to give you some understanding of what the different travel advisories are in relation to how we live here in the U.S., in a Travel 1 advisory, exercise known precaution, this means that a country is generally safe for travelers with no significant threats beyond the usual risk found anywhere, and this is the lowest advisory level issued by the U.S. State Department. If you compare this to U.S. cities, a level 1 advisory is similar to visiting generally safe American cities where crime is low and tourist areas are secured. Examples of this may be Seattle, Washington, Boston, Massachusetts, Minneapolis, Minnesota, Denver, Colorado, and Honolulu, Hawaii. Before you make any comments, I will note that it doesn't matter where you are in the United States, no matter what city you are in, there are some good areas and there are some bad areas. This is a generalization of safe areas in the U.S. This does not cover all of them. So, just like these cities, travelers in a level 1 destination should still be aware of their surroundings, but don't need to take special precautions beyond standard travel safety measures. A level 2 travel advisory, exercise increased caution, issued by the U.S. State Department means that the traveler should be more aware of risks such as crime, terrorism, civil unrest, or health concerns, but that travel is not discouraged outright. This level is common for many popular tourist destinations worldwide, including parts of Europe, the Caribbean, and Asia. If you compare this to U.S. cities, some areas with higher crime rates or safety concerns may also warrant similar cautions. For example, New Orleans, Louisiana, which is known for its vibrant nightlife and festivals, but some neighborhoods experience higher crime rates, including theft and violent crime. Chicago, Illinois, while the downtown and tourist areas are generally safe, some parts of the city experience gang violence and higher crime rates. San Francisco, California, tourists are advised to be cautious of petty theft, particularly car break-ins and street crime in certain areas. Atlanta, Georgia, some areas experience higher crime rates, though the main tourist destinations are generally safe. Washington, D.C., the National Mall and government areas are secured, but some neighborhoods have higher crime levels. A level 2 advisory is similar to the kind of cautions you exercise in certain U.S. cities. Staying aware of your surroundings, avoiding high-risk areas at night, and keeping personal belongings secure. A level 3 travel advisory, reconsider travel, means there are significant safety concerns such as high crime, civil unrest, terrorism, or other risks that make travel particularly dangerous. While travel is not outright banned, the U.S. State Department strongly advises against visiting unless necessary. Comparing this to U.S. cities, a level 3 advisable is compared to visiting certain high crime areas in the U.S. where violence, gang activity, or other dangers are more prevalent. Some examples include St. Louis, Missouri, constantly ranked among the highest in violent crime rates, especially in certain neighborhoods. Baltimore, Maryland, some areas experience high levels of violent crime, though tourist spots like the Inter Harbor are safer. Detroit, Michigan, crime rates are significantly higher in certain parts of the city, though revitalization downtown areas are safer. Memphis, Tennessee, face challenge with violent crime and gang-related activities in Pacific neighborhoods. New Orleans, certain areas, while the French Quarter is a major tourist draw in some parts of the city, do see high violent crime rates. Just like in these cities, travelers to level 3 destinations should be extremely cautious, avoid dangerous areas, and reconsider travel unless necessary. The risks in these places often involve violent crime, kidnapping, political instability, or other serious threats. Now, for a level 4 advisory, there are no direct equivalents within the U.S. as the country does not have war zones or large-scale government instability. If a U.S. city were under a level 4 condition, it would mean widespread lawlessness, lack of emergency service, or extremely high risk of violent crime or attack. Most level 4 countries include active war zones, like Syria or Afghanistan, countries under severe gang violence, such as part of Venezuela, or regions where governments have collapsed, like part of Somalia. Unlike level 3 advisories, which suggest extreme cautions, a level 4 is outright do not travel, warning means even where prepared travelers should avoid going. I hope this information has been helpful. I ask that you subscribe to the channel to bring you more information in the future as you travel, relax, and be rejuvenated. Thank you. Hi, this is a review of Royal Caribbean Voyagers of the Seas and some of the activities you will see while on this cruise. Hi, and welcome to Q&D Travel. Today, I will be going over the layout of Royal Caribbean Voyager of the Seas. This was also my first solo cruise on a ship, so Voyagers of the Seas is the first of the Voyager class and was the largest ship of its time when it was launched. It was launched in 1999. It has room for 3,258 passengers, and it underwent a refurbishment in 2014, and it underwent the amplification program at the tune of $97 million in 2019. Deck 2 holds the conference center where they have another activities and where people who have conferences at. Across from the conference center on Deck 2 is the loyalty desk for the Crown and Anchor Society. So if you have any questions during your stay about your loyalty status or any other information that you need, this is the place in which you can go. The rest of Deck 2 composed of cabins, and we will not be going through there. On Deck 3F is where you go down into the photo gallery, and you run into Studio B, which is the ice skating ring in which they do a number of shows during the cruise, and you are also able to go in and ice skate. Alright, next to that is Focus, the photo gallery, where you can come and observe your photos that you are taking during the cruise. Also on Deck 3 is where the ship does the channels and programs that they send out on RCTV. Going forward from Deck 4F, you run into the Casino Royale. This is where they have the casino of the ship, and it is centrally located right up under the promenade. As you can see, there's numerous video games for slot machines, and they have a number of tables for your games like craps, roulette, blackjack, and poker. They also have the bar here, which you can get some refreshments as you sit around and enjoy your time in the casino. Leaving the casino, going forward, you will run into the Schooner Bar. The Schooner Bar is another place where you can gather and socialize with friends and family. They have a number of trivia activities and shows during the course of the cruise, and it is a nice relaxing area in which to engage in conversation with others. You can see the Royal Theater from Deck 4, and the entrance is on Deck 4 and Deck 3. Go down the stairs from Deck 4 into the Royal Theater, and this is where they have a number of plays and shows that go on. They have some of the Broadway type items, and they do some of the karaoke shows and other type shows for your entertainment and enjoyment. The Royal Theater is really an amazing area, and it is laid out very well. The talent of the staff and crew that perform in this theater will surely make it an event to see. And I would encourage anyone who's taking a cruise to make sure that they go through the theater on the ship and enjoy the activities that are presented during the course of their cruise. Right side of the schooner bar is Giovanni Table, which is the Italian restaurant on the Voyager. It is also where they do a number of classes like sushi making and other classes during the cruise. Going up from deck 4, we'll take you to deck 5, is where the promenade is located and where they have a number of shops and things for your enjoyment. They have your fashion district. As you walk down on deck 5, you have the Cafe Promenade. This is where you can get pizza, refreshments, coffee, and ice cream. You also have some other shops that are open during sea days or during the cruise. You have one of the other bars there, which is the Pig and Whistle. It's another place in which you can meet and socialize. And you can also get to the Casino Royale from deck 5 off the promenade. The shops on the promenade are some of the shops that you see on most of Royal Caribbean ships. You can get items from different shops if you left something and needed to emergency. They also have shops available for company brand items and clothing, and you can also get duty-free items such as liquor that you can pick up at the end of your cruise. On deck 5, across from the R bar, you will run into customer service. This is where you go and they answer any questions if you have any problems while you are here on the cruise. Next to that is shore excursions. This is where you go to book your shore excursions, and they are very helpful in making sure that you are able to see what you want. One of the other social gathering spots on the ship is the R bar. Past there, you will run into the top floor of the main dining room, which is located on deck 5. This is the entrance to the main dining on deck 3. And if you have nighttime dining reservations, this is the one that you will enter in. This is the main dining room entrance from deck 4, which you can get a good look of the dining room and how it is laid out. This is a view of the promenade from deck 6. I'm up in the next cruise area. Next cruise is where you can come and book your next vacation while you're on the ship. And you could get some extras if you do it while you're on the ship. This is another view of the promenade from deck 6 forward. As I say, deck 6 is composed of cabins, and the only other area on deck 6 is the next cruise. On deck 4, you will find some additional lounges on the port side towards the aft of the ship. This is a nice little area in which you could do some shuffleboard or just come out and enjoy the view of the ocean as you're cruising through the Caribbean. Going from deck 4 forward is how you get up to deck 5, and this allows you to get to the front of the ship. Going up from deck 4 to deck 5 is a nice little walk, and it can get a little breezy in the enclosed area. But once you get up top, you will see where the helicopter pad is located, and when it is not in use, you do have benches up there in which you can sit and enjoy the front of the ship and look out over the ocean as you're cruising. It is also a nice place to catch the sunset at night and to take some pictures and photographs so you will have them as memories later on. This is deck 7, where you will find the library and the card room. From deck 11, you can see out into the pool area, but it is also where you will find the Windjammer, where it's the buffet on Royal Caribbean. The pool deck is where they have a number of exercises and activities during the cruise. You can also see the pool bar, where you get your refreshments on 11, and on 12, you will have the Sky Lounge. This is a view of the solarium, which is the adult-only pool on Royal Caribbean. This is deck 12, right above the main dining. It is a little area which you can go out and enjoy the sun. It's one that is not used by a lot of people, so you find a little hideaway spot here. You know where it's at, deck 12. And going around deck 12, you also have the walking track. So you want to come have some exercise during the day, you will see, especially in the morning, a number of people who come up to this area and either walk or run to get in some exercise. Deck 12F takes you to the Vitality at Sea Lounge and the Ocean Adventure and Challenger Arcade. The Vitality at Sea Spa and Fitness Center is an area in which you can go and work out if you're into fitness or you want to get some treatments from the spa. This is the Fitness Center, and it has a number of exercise machines that you can work on. Some weightlifting equipment. And some Nadia machines and free weights. It also has an aerobic class in which they do give activities for classes during the cruise. Adventures Ocean Club is the area of Royal Caribbean where they do the child care and they have activities for your kids during the cruise. In this area, you will find different compartments for the kids. You will have the Royal Babies and Tots. You will have the Challenger Arcade, and you will have Adventures Open. You will have Adventures Ocean. In the arcade, you will find a number of different arcade style games in which you or your kids can enjoy while you're here. There is an upcharge to this, and you can get a preloaded card before you start the cruise or during the cruise so you can monitor how much is being spent. On deck 13F is where you will find the sports court and the flow rider. You will also have the mini golf area, which you can enjoy and play some mini golf during the cruise. And they had different stuff like basketball, pickleball, and other activities you can enjoy. Going on around is where you will find the water slides and other activities that they have. This is all included within your cruise fare. The mini golf area is pretty nice, and you can enjoy it and have a good time while you're waiting to go either on the flow rider or on the water slides. From there, you can also get to the living room, which is a teens only area up under Adventurous Ocean. Also on 14, you will find these Japanese cuisine azumi. As you can see, the Voyagers of the Seas have activities available in which every member of your family can enjoy. I hope you enjoyed this video and look forward to seeing you in our next one. If you find this video helpful or entertaining, please like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you will know when the next video comes out. Thank you for allowing us to spend time with you from Q&D Travels. To stay updated, please click the notification, like, and subscribe button. Welcome back to Q&D Travels. As today we'll be going over some of the activities that you can experience while traveling on Utopia of the Seas. Utopia of the Seas is the latest cruise ship in the Oceans class from Royal Caribbean. It is designed to redefine luxury and adventure on the high seas. This ship boasts a stunning innovations, including a unique eco-friendly approach. It has incredible dining experiences and world-class entertainment. There are an abundance of activities on board in which you can participate in. Everything from water parks to a relaxing spa. This ship has something for everyone. And due to the short cruises, you will not be able to see all of it on one cruise. It is perfect for family vacations, group getaways, or romantic escapes. This ship will provide an unforgettable journey and experiences for all who attend. Studio B on deck 4 is the ice skating room. And this is where you go to do ice skating, and they actually have where you can do ice skating during the cruise. The Utopia Royal Theater is an outstanding venue which offers a spectacular setting for entertainment. The state-of-the-art theater features performances including Broadway-style musicals, live concerts, and cutting-edge shows. On deck 4, you have the Casino Royale. Then walk into the casino, you will see that it has a number of it's available so you play your games, and it has table games. You have table games on both sides. This is a pretty large casino. This is the non-smoking casino. This is a nice smaller casino on the ship. It took the place of the jazz club that used to be on the Oasis class ships. As you can see, it has some slot machines and a few tables for different games. You have one for blackjack, one for poker, and one for roulette. One out of the main casino, you come into the art gallery, which they have a number of pictures on the wall here in Park West. The Diamond Club area is available for those who have reached the status of Diamond or above, and is a nice area. This is the attic on deck 4 of the Utopia. On deck 4, you have the Utopia station. And this is where we will be going to check out. Starting at 5 at the Royal Theater, going out. First place you run into is a Starbucks. And from that, you'll see to the right is the Spotlight. The Spotlight is a nice little bar club area. They have a lot of activities in here during the cruise, and it is a fun time. So make sure you check out some of them while you're on this cruise. They also do karaoke and have different themes karaoke throughout the cruise, from family friendly to adult. Past that, it goes to the shop, which has a lot of brands of Royal Caribbean apparel. It's a nice place to go and get you a souvenir if that is something that you want to do while you're here. Then you have the port merchant. This way you could go and get some alcoholic beverages and other items. Past that, you have the Bell and Barley, which is another bar that is on here. And it is a nice area in which to sit, relax. They have live music and entertainment throughout the cruise. And past that, you see a sign for the different spots, and you run into the accessory place, which has some handbags and other items that you may want to purchase. And this is the car that is on most Royal Caribbean cruise, and it's a nice place to take some photos. On the side of that, you have the Cafe Promenade, which is a place to get some quick snacks. And past that, you will have guest service. Guest service is where you go to get all of your inquiries done if you have any issues while you're at the cruise. Past that, you have the Gallia Watches. It's a place to go and get some watches. And past that, you will have Boom. Go through the elevator bank. On the other side of Boom, you will run into the dining room, which is one of the main dining areas here on the ship for the Utopia. So turn back through the elevator banks. Both sides aft, you have your pickleball court, which is also your basketball court. You also have your area, which is the mini golf area. And past that, going forward, you will run into El Loco Fresh. El Loco Fresh is part of the included item that you have, and it's a good place to come and enjoy some Mexican food during your cruise. Past Local Fresh, you run into the arcade area again, and going forward, you have a nice little area which is shaded that you can sit out and relax during your cruise. And looking down from 16 onto 15, you have the little pool area that is available during your cruise. It's pretty nice. It's really laid out pretty well. And as we continue to go forward, you also run into this little Costa, which is a little area that you can rent during the cruise. It is cheaper on port days, but they're not very conveniently located. As you can see, they're not close to the pool area, or the pools. They're close to the area, but they're not close to the pools. They're going forward, you get a good view of the third pool, and on the other side you see the little splash zone for the kids. You also get a good view of the water slides from this area, and this is the area in which you will come out in on the water slides. Continuing forward, on deck 16, you walk forward and you come into the Solarium area. Right out of the Solarium area is some nice lounges in which you can relax. On top of the Solarium area, on 16 is Hook Seafood. Hook Seafood is a specialty restaurant, and the menu is very good, but it is an upcharge. From deck 16 going up to 17 is where the kids have access to Social 100. On deck 17, you're also coming up to forward side. You have another area that is laid out, and there's plenty of seating in which you can sit out and enjoy the sun. This is a view of the Central Park area from deck 17. On 16 starboard side, going back out, you will run into the lime and coconut. The lime and coconut is one of Royal Caribbean's signature bars, and also you still have plenty of seating and a nice area in which to sit out and relax and enjoy the sun while you have a few drinks. It is also a nice place in which you can sit and see the stream and the other two pools that are located on deck 15. And going further back, it just takes you back to the sports zone. Deck 15F is where you have the Windjammer Marketplace. You also have one of the pools, and you get to see a good view of the lime and coconut. Going back forward on the starboard side, this is the pool deck. You also have sprinkles, which you could come and get you some ice cream during the day. You have Splashaway Bay, which is a nice area for the younger kids to enjoy. This is a large area on the starboard side, going back out, and it is designed to hold a lot of people. This is your exit when you're using the water slides on deck 15. Going back out on starboard side, you have the Vine Bar right outside the solarium, and then you can go into the solarium. The solarium is the adult area of the ship. It is enclosed for Royal Caribbean. Going forward from the solarium takes you back towards the pool deck. Past that, you have the lime and coconut, which is two-story, and this is it on deck 15. Going past there, you will see the spare tire, which is the food truck area that is by the pool. It is a nice place to grab some snacks while you're out enjoying the pool. To the Windjammer, you have the mason jar. Deck 12 is where you run into the Italian kitchen Giovanni. Deck 9 and 8 is where you have the music hall. This is where they have a number of events, and it is a nice place to come check out. Going through the boardwalk area, you will see a number of venues in which you could utilize during the cruise. You will see the carousel, and on the right of that, you will see the Playmaker Sports Bar and Grill. Crossing that, you will see the Doghouse in Sugar Beach. You also have Johnny Rocket, and overlooking the boardwalk from deck 11 and 12 is Giovanni Italian Kitchen. For the back, you will see the Aqua Dome, where the shows are performed during the day. And Aqua is a very nice show. And on both sides of that, you will see the rock climbing walls. On deck 8 is Central Park. You have 150 Central Park, which is the specialty restaurant. You also have Chop's Grill, which is the steakhouse. You can see the rising tide that comes up for deck 5. You also have the Azumi Hibachi and Sushi. And you also have Azumi in the park, which is for a quick bite. Across from there, you will have Park Cafe. You have a number of retail shops, and you have the Tireless Bar. These are some of the items you can see as you go through Central Park. Thank you for watching this video on Utopia of the Seas, and we hope that you will like, subscribe, and share this video as we bring you future videos and entertainment to